Okay, today we're going to talk about working with integers. And we have two main ways that we'll work with integers here. We're talking about either adding or subtracting them. And the thing you want to look at here is the signs. That's the most important part. So while we're doing this, I'm going to put an example up. And I'm going to write my -4 minus 3. Okay, and now if you were to look at it like a regular problem, you would just say, just like I said, -4 minus 3. When I'm dealing with integers, I actually like to look at them instead as saying like minus 3. I like to look at them both as individual numbers. So it's like saying you have a -4 and you have a -3. Okay, and so you want to look at the signs of each of the two numbers. And then you just have to follow two simple rules. Okay, if the signs are the same, you just write down the sign that they already have. Okay, so in this case they are the same. So we just write down, they're both negative, so we're going to write down negative. And then you just add the numbers together. So 4 and 3 is 7. And you're done, just like that. Okay, now in the case we had something where the signs were different, okay, we're going to go ahead and write the same problem, but instead we're going to do -4 plus 3. Okay, and we're going to do the same example where you look at the two numbers. Instead of as a plus problem, you just look at the numbers themselves. So you have a -4 and you have a +3. Okay, and the signs don't match in this case. So, since the signs don't match, or they're different signs, we keep the sign of the biggest number. Okay, so in this case we have a 4 and a 3, and the 4 is a bigger number than the 3. So we're going to keep the 4's sign, which is negative. And then you just subtract the two numbers. So you have 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, and that's it. That's the basics to it. Look at them as their own numbers, and you will be just fine. Let me put up a couple, maybe another example or two for you. You can write these along in your notes if you want, unless you're relatively comfortable with it. Alright, so what if we did like, I can do a string of numbers here. So -7 plus 5 minus 12. Okay, and so what we're going to do here, I better get rid of this bottom one down here. What we're going to do here, we're going to look at them as their own numbers, but I like to take them two at a time. So I'm going to circle the -7 and the +5, and so I have two different numbers, right? Two different signs. So negative and a positive. So I look to see, well, the 7 is the bigger number, so it's going to be a negative answer, and then 7 minus 5 is 2. And then I'm going to bring down the rest of my problem. Okay, and now I look at the problem again, and I look at my two parts, and I have -2 and -12. Okay, and those two signs match. So when the signs match, we keep the sign, and then 12 and 2, we add them together, we get 14. Okay, so hopefully that kind of makes sense. You can ask if you have any questions.